Hey, my name is Brent.
And I'm Nicole.
Today we are looking at a game called
Landmarks.
Landmarks, a word game. Not really. It's a party game.
Word association.
Word association, perfect. And I will say I love their tagline on this game. It says "Make away with words." And so I'm going to show
exactly what you're doing.
It's exactly what you're doing in this game. And so I'm going to show you how this plays in the radar overview. We're going to come back, share our final forecast. First, cue thunder. So the radar overview for Landmarks looks something like this. This game is all about word association, and there are two modes of play. There is the cooperative as well as the team, and I guess the team is cooperative as well, but I'll kind of explain how this one works momentarily. But first I'm going to show you how the game works if you're playing just all on one team, all in one group. So you will split the team up into the party as well as the Pathfinder. The Pathfinder will get one of the cards showing the map. And so there are easy, and then there are hard, and then this is for the team-based ones. But imagine with me, I'm the Pathfinder, and I'm trying to get my team to find these 3 diamonds. At the same time, I'm trying to get them to avoid these purple traps, not get cursed. If they do get cursed, we must find an amulet and then need to direct them to the exit. But we can run out of water, and water are the tiles that we can use to actually move around the map. So there are a few spaces on the map to gather water and refill your tiles. But how this goes is the Pathfinder will start, obviously, with, in this case, flat cushion and pajamas set up in this orientation. This will be hidden. And then they will give a one-word clue, to the team, and they will put it somewhere adjacent to one of these tiles. So imagine with me, I do the word thin. I give it to the team, and then they decide where would they put thin. Would they put it here, flat, thin, or here, thin, cushion, flat, thin? Like flat and thin work, but cushion and thin necessarily don't work. Same with here, flat and pajama. Let's just say they go here. And then, as a Pathfinder, I'd say you found nothing because that associates to the middle spot. So back to the drawing board, I give the word skinny. At this point, they might think, oh, well, flat, thin, both kind of synonyms to skinny, so it goes here. At that point, I would tell them that they found the amulet. Amulets are important because if you get a single curse, you need to find the amulet to cancel that out. If you find 2 curses, you automatically lose the game. So the game might progress, and maybe, I say the word paper. Well, paper thin, here or here. Let's say they do it there. Well, at that point, the team found a trap. So you cross off that, and then you reduce your water limit, because you start the game with 7 water limit, and every trap that you get, you lose a limit. So now if we find water, we can only refill up to 6. I should also say that, you start with 7, and if you get a trap, you immediately lose one of your tiles as well. So it's like a doubly bad thing. And that's not really a good word association or a good word mix, but you know what I mean. So you know what? We need to keep going, and let's do the word construction. And so maybe the team goes, construction paper? Maybe? Sure. There. What do we find? Well, you found another trap. Okay, well, that doesn't work. So cross that off. You lose that. Okay, now we need to find water at that point. So we have to find water. So what could we do to get water? Well, we got to direct the team either here or here. And so maybe write the word mill in hopes that they put it here. And, well, you know what? They do put it there. And then, of course, you would get water. If you gain water, you cross that off. You can't visit that location again. And then you draw back up to your water limit, which in this case would be 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you keep going. Like I said, you're trying to direct your team to get the treasure and then to get the exit. If a team only gets one treasure and then the exit, then the team scores 1 point. The best you can get is 3. But if you're playing on the hard mode, the best you can get is 4 because there's an extra treasure, an extra water, as well as 2 extra traps on these layouts for the hard mode. Which I will say I haven't tried the hard mode because I'm finding the normal mode is challenging enough. But if you want even more of a challenge, then you can dive into that. So that's how you play landmarks. You're trying to associate specific words to get people or your teammates to put tiles in specific locations and kind of direct them around the island. When you play with teams, you kind of do this similar thing, but each team will have a clue giver, and you as the clue giver are trying to, if I'm on team 1, I'm trying to direct my teammates to find the treasures marked with 1, and obviously team 2 are trying to find the team 2 treasures. There's also a couple neutral treasures which either team can find. If I, on team 1, accidentally find team's 2 treasure, they receive it. So you got to be careful on that. If you ever get 2 more curses than amulets available, your team loses. And then in the team version, as soon as you get, or one team either is cursed too many times, they lose, or a team finds 4 treasures, whether it be their own or the neutral, combination of the 4. And that is then how you play the team version of landmarks. So that in a nutshell is landmarks. Let's move on over now and take a look at the final forecast. So the final forecast for landmarks, a word association game all about navigating people to find treasures and not traps and don't get cursed.
Yep.
And so let's dive in. Let's start. Where do we start? Okay, well, first let's start with the components. I will say, I really like
so good.
the map. The maps.
I love these fabric.
I do too. Like this could have easily just been a board, a 4-panel board you just fold out. But there's something about the little fold-out canvas map that looks fantastic. I will say that we play on the side with just straight hexes because the other side can get...
it's a little bit more...
It's a little more busy, right?
Fancy.
It makes more sense thematically because you're lost on an island and you're navigating this island. But let's talk about gameplay. I will say we played this both cooperatively as a family, and we've played it with friends cooperatively, and we've also played it competitively.
Yep.
And so let's speak on both ways to play this game. You're a big fan of words.
Yes, I love words. I love word games.
Your lexicon is much bigger than mine. What did you think?
I wouldn't say that, but...
I would say that. What did you think of... let's go with the competitively, or the cooperative version. What did you think of the cooperative version?
Okay, so for me, it's a little tricky because, and maybe this is just me, but I have my own ideas of what I think when somebody gives a clue.
Okay.
And when you have to work with other people to agree on a spot for that tile, it's tough.
It is.
Because you have to agree. So for me, like, I would rather just choose.
So you would rather play the cooperative or the
competitive,
the team with 4 people.
Yeah, for sure.
2 Pathfinders and 2 party members.
For sure. Rather than like a group trying to decide.
I can see that.
It depends who the group is too. Like, But there's always going to be somebody that kind of takes the bull by the horns, right?
Yep.
As with every co-op game, like that's just how it goes.
Nature of the beast.
Totally. And that's why I don't really like co-op games.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes people who don't speak up as much don't really get to play the game. And that's not necessarily me. I'm not talking about me. I speak up. But like
I speak up.
but you know, some people could get lost in that. And I think that's not fun.
I can see that.
So for me, I don't really love that version of it.
So you would like the cooperative, or you like the competitive version more?
That's really fun for me.
You know what?
More fun.
Yeah.
I should
This is a hard. I find this to be a hard game.
Yeah. Oh, it's incredibly hard.
I think.
Or we're just really dumb.
That could very well be the case.
Don't
But
know. Our IQ is maybe not. But we've played with multiple different, like a few different
groups,
people.
Yes.
And it's been.
I will say this. When I heard about this game and when I like read the rules and got into it, I was immediately excited about this game because I do like word association games.
Yeah.
Codenames, obviously, this is kind of like
Codenames
similar to Codenames because you're trying to get people to guess certain words and whatnot.
Yep.
Codenames, I only played it I think once, maybe twice. It was all right. It wasn't like this is amazing. I'm probably in the minority. Obviously, I am in the minority because lots of people like Codenames. But when I saw the rules and having an objective of trying to get them to go around this way or that way, I fell in love with that. And I will say the first couple games kind of fell flat. And then you and I played one. And it was exactly what I had hoped it would be in my head. And it panned out and played out just like that. But not every game has been like that since, or it just won't happen. This game, like I said, is quite challenging. And I loved working with you. 1v, like, we are on the same team. It's just me and you.
That's tough for me, too. I don't know if I love that either.
You'd rather play with someone else than me. Okay.
No, it's just like, so when we before we had this game, physically had it in our hands and were able to play it, you were like, Nicole, you're going to love this game. Like, this is going to be your favorite game of the year. And I'm like, oh, like I was so excited. Mm-hmm. And then we played it and I was like, oh, that is not what I thought it was going to be at all. It's really hard.
I think it is hard because...
And I don't think that, like, you and I aren't on the same, like, path. When, like, you're saying a word and I'm thinking something completely different than you.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre, but we are pretty opposite, so.
We are.
But, so I think, that can get, like, so when I was the clue giver, when we played, me and you, and you, like, we totally failed. We bombed.
Yeah.
Because the words I was saying to you sounded like I was talking about, you know, a different word on the map or whatever. So it was just really like frustrating and confusing at times, and like also just hard to think of. Like, I mean, that's the point of the game. You're trying to like associate words with other words,
and
right?
Be clever about it.
And be clever and not be, like, I don't know. Yeah, it's tricky. And for me, who's like a big word person and like I love to read, I love to write, I love to do all these things, and I love like games like Letter Tycoon, and like that's one of my favorite games of all time. But this one fell short for me.
Yeah. Like I said, I've played it multiple times. I've played it with us and the kids as teams. I've played it at game night and bombed real bad at game night. Played teams at game night. Sorry, and there's a lot of tension when you're writing the word. And when I play this game, I want to write the words because I want to. I want to.
I think
be
everybody
the person.
wants to.
I know, but when you are in that spot, you're trying to come up with these words. It can be very, very challenging.
Yeah, and again, it totally depends also who you're playing with. I think if you got the right people together, you could maybe gel really well and then like get it to work and have a super successful game.
and have a really high. I think it can have really high or really low.
Yeah, or have moments like where you were the clue giver and we won and it was all exciting and stuff. But I don't know.
I liked it also that sometimes, like, you obviously don't want to get people to hit traps, but sometimes when we played, I purposely pushed us through a trap to get to a gem on the other side. And I think that is a clever thing that is in this game.
Yeah.
That you can, to propel your team, you hurt the team.
Yeah.
In hopes that you will still do well.
This whole concept is really clever.
I really like the concept. It is very, very challenging. It can be very rewarding.
It's a brilliant design. I think it's done really well. I just don't know if it's the game for me.
Okay, so let's wrap it up. What would you give this one?
For me, it's a 7.
Okay.
Because I like it, but I don't love it. Mm-hmm. I think it's a good game. It's not like I would say, no, I'm not playing Landmarks. I would never say that. And if a group wanted to play it, I would definitely play it. I think a lot of people will love this game. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's okay.
I'm at an 80% chance of Meeples.
Yeah.
Because I have had a lot of fun in those games where we've had the high highs, but you can have the low lows. And I've actually really enjoyed one of our most recent plays with our kids. Yeah. They were both the clue givers, and we were guessing. So to see how your kids think and put two words together,
it's actually fairly educational.
It's kind of educational like that, because they also have to look at this map and they have to be like, okay, how am I going to get my team around this? And how can...
And our 11...
I use words.
Our 11-year-old was he was oh, this is so hard to think of a word that goes with this word, but also this word. He was, having that kind of struggle, which was good because you're learning. Your brain is working. Yeah. So it's good.
Yeah. So 80% chance of Meeples for Landmarks. I did enjoy this. And so if you like word association games, definitely check this one out. Yep. Even if you don't, I highly suggest checking out Landmarks and giving it a try.
Because word games are not usually Brent's thing.
No.
And he likes it.
Yeah, and I do like it because it challenges me to be creative and to figure out the perfect word. And when you connect something... Yeah. And you are like, oh, I am so clever. This word, and your team gets it, you're like, yes. And then when you put a word that you think is amazing and your team doesn't get it.
Then you're like, oh, come on, guys.
Come on. But Landmarks, 80%, 70%. Check it out. My name is Brent.
And I'm Nicole.
Until next time, grab your umbrella. The forecast is cloudy with a chance of Meeples.